I cannot stand Mr. Baseball.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I knew it.
Here we go.
Yeah, I tried to throw a little bit back at it.
Love that logo, love that jersey, love that color scheme, everything about it. Welcome to episode 65 of the Not Another Sports Podcast. This is the home of sports talk for the average Joe. My name is Jason.
I'm David.
And welcome back to our show. We've been gone for 2 weeks. That's per our typical schedule. How's everything going, David?
Well, St. Patrick's Day. Got my drink in hand.
For those
not
on
green,
YouTube, it's not green.
but-
For those of you listening, it is green. And then we're going to fuck with your head.
Yeah, let the fun begin on that one. It's green if you're hearing it, but if you're seeing it, it's not. It's almost like a bad
Or
case
if
of
you've had
being
too many,
colorblind.
it could be a whole different color. We don't know.
I'm seeing colors. Or no, I'm hearing colors. That got him.
Yeah, that got me. Well, let's start this show off with a bang. The World Baseball Classic is happening right now. I have a lot of thoughts on this, and I know a lot of people have a lot of thoughts on this, so let's get into it. I know a big thing going on right now is that the Mets.
Yeah, that's not looking too good for him right now.
Edwin Diaz not playing this season. Got hurt playing in the World Baseball Classic, and it's given a lot of people who aren't into the World Baseball Classic cannon fodder to say that it's a bad idea.
Well,
My
it's
thought
almost,
is, go ahead.
it's almost like it's sort of like an all-star game. Like when you have, MLB doing their all-star game, NHL doing their all-star game. They can get injured during that all-star game and you're done for, your best player can be done for the season at that point. This is almost the same way where you're playing in just, yes, it's awesome to represent your country, to represent that. But on the other hand, you're putting yourself in a position to not help your team win a World Series if something like this happens.
Right, but this could have happened in spring training.
It could happen in spring training, absolutely. Like it could happen in a preseason game in NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA. Yeah, it absolutely could happen but the chance of it happening in a preseason game are a lot lower because nobody's really taking those seriously.
Well, and this is someone said this on the baseball subreddit on Reddit that for a lot of us American fans and maybe even for the American players, we don't take it as seriously as the other nations do. For a lot of these guys, they are playing for their country and they're playing for their country's pride, and we're kind of phoning it in to some degree as fans. So yeah, it comes with that extra connotation. Yeah, it might actually for some of these guys supersede a World Series because they're playing for their home country. I think this situation could be rectified if baseball goes back into the Summer Olympics. Now,
both 4 years.
They're both 4 years, and this is something that I got into with my Baseball Together fantasy baseball chat. The allure of having major league athletes, top stars, be it the Olympics in basketball or hockey or baseball in the World Baseball Classic, the allure and the way to draw people in to want to watch it is the top stars. But those guys are also investments for the owners of their teams. Maybe we put in minor league guys, or maybe we go back to amateurs for these nation representing tournaments. I don't know, just food for thought on that.
Well, think of this for a second. Let's go Phillies here. Let's say Trey Turner. We just picked him up.
That would be just stop where you're at now because that's the luck.
Okay, you know where I'm going though. I didn't say it. I didn't say it, but you know where I'm going.
Oh, don't say it at all.
I'm not saying it.
Keep it.
But think about that situation, for example. Well, look what happened with Diaz here. I mean, he's out now for the rest of the season because, he played in, don't get me wrong. Yes, any player wants to represent their country. Look at when the Olympics happens with the, NHL players going over wherever it is for the winter, for the Winter Olympics to play. Same concept. You can get hurt in the Olympics and something like this will happen. Going back to amateurs, like you said, you won't be hurting your investment.
But also if they are hell bent, because MLB is obviously very deeply involved in the World Baseball Classic. If they are absolute in having top stars represent their countries, why not do it after the regular season? Why not do it when playoffs are over? Then, if there's a minor injury, a guy can come back around the end of spring training and still be available for his team during the season. Plus, guys are still in game shape at that point. They're not working out their mechanics and their rust like they are in the World Baseball Classic.
I mean, the only way I can see that working is it being at the end of the season. And it's almost like it's almost like the Pro Bowl. The players who are going to the Super Bowl go to the Super Bowl, but don't play in the flag football of football,
which wasn't terrible, by the way.
It wasn't terrible, no, but still odd from what you normally see. Maybe do the same thing with baseball. Whoever is, let's say it starts at the end of the season. The players who don't, the teams that don't make the playoffs, if those players want to go play in the Baseball World Classic, the option's there. Like you said, they get injured, they have time to heal for next season.
Right.
While the players who are in the playoffs, they go to the playoffs for the World Series, and let's say their team gets knocked out, they can opt to go into the World Classic. But the question is, though, will they allow them to modify the roster?
Right.
Because I know with hockey, a lot of times a player will go from, let's say the team gets knocked out of the playoffs, they'll go to their country team to finish out the rest of their season.
Right.
If their team gets knocked out of playoffs. So will baseball allow that to modify that roster?
Highly unlikely, but
it's a thought. It's a direction.
Well, we got a few more things. There's definitely one thing I want to get to, but we got to touch on one thing before we officially move on to my my issue with the World Baseball Classic. It's not even an issue with the World Baseball Classic, but let's talk about Great Britain's uniform. Which might be one of the worst uniforms in any sport.
You know what? Should this be an episode all on its own? World
How
classic
bad their
uniforms.
uniform is.
Just world classic.
You know what?
Uniforms.
Some of them are really cool, but Great Britain's is pretty awful.
Well, look at when we did the NBA ones. Charlotte.
Yeah, less said about that, the better. I just sent you a picture of their uniform to you in the Discord.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I think the way they said it was somebody just took something from Word. Yep, just something from Word, like Courier New, and just picked a font size and just that was it.
It's
it's
about as plain can get, which sucks. These should be, I'm not saying they need to be like over the top or anything, but they should at least
have some type of design,
touch and flavor of the nation they're for. And this is
Cuba's.
This
Cuba's
is minimalist.
Cuba has like a cursive design to it. That, it's there. Japan, just normally Japan across. But this just looks like it's just block lettering and have a nice day.
Like a 10-year-old from 1998 opened up
Word and that's it. Just made a bigger font size and just did a printout.
Opened up word art and just had the time of their lives coming up with a jersey. I couldn't think of what the art app was. It wasn't Photoshop then. Oh,
Flip
I
art?
can't think of it. Paint. He opened up Paint.
Yes, Paint. Good old Paint. God, we're old.
Yeah.
This damn
By the
40s.
way, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Yes.
All right,
yes.
so here's
It sucks being 40 now, but still, I'm drinking.
I'm less than 2 years away from it. So, all right. So on to my biggest gripe about the World Baseball Classic, and it's not even a gripe about the World Baseball Classic. It's about the abusive relationship MLB has with Fox.
Oh, jeez. Here we go. Let the fun begin.
MLB is all about growing the sport. Let's grow the sport. Let's reach new audiences. Let's do this. Let's do that. You want to know how you grow the sport? You want to know how you grow the sport? You don't air Team USA's game at 10 p.m. on a Sunday night on your second-tier sports cable network. That's not how you grow the sport of baseball.
Sure it is.
That's not how you reach new audiences. That's not how you reach kids who could watch the game with their parents. So much of what MLB does is ass backwards. They're trying to get fans that are never going to care about baseball, and they're missing out on the fans who do care about baseball or who could care about baseball.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I see the problem of, okay, yeah, the game's not aired till 10 o'clock at night, but you can play the re-air next afternoon.
But who wants to watch that?
But that's the thing, though. So it's a double-edged sword. They can only air it when...
Or you have the game scheduled at a time when you will have your largest viewing audience available to watch it.
I mean, if the games are in the U.S., why are they scheduled at 10 o'clock at night?
Because they're on the West Coast.
I'll do it. That will do it.
But this is a problem of a bigger issue, and it's that Fox treats MLB as an afterthought, and MLB continues to take every offer Fox throws at them.
Shocking.
It
Not
went
really.
from they don't even do a game of the week on Fox. The game of the week is on FS1 or FS2. So they have this big money deal with Fox, and Fox is under delivering it again. MLB needs to be affiliated with a network that cares about professional baseball and reaching as many people as possible. I mean, everyone claims the CBS deal of 3 freaking years back in the 90s was like the worst ever. I can't see how it's any worse or could be any worse than the last almost 30 years of freaking Fox.
I mean, yeah, no, I agree with you that they should that Fox should try more to actually live up to their deal and not just push it off on their, Fox Sports networks. And Fox networks actually, like they do with the NFL games.
Oh, you mean those games that are on all Sunday?
Yeah.
Where you can just sit and watch football all day?
Yeah.
Oh, but MLB, when it is actually on Fox, is sandwiched between Revenge of the Nerds Part 4 on syndication and freaking OxyClean commercials.
Revenge of the Nerds. Holy crap! I haven't seen that movie in
First
ages.
one's fantastic, but
I haven't seen any of them in ages. In ages. God, now I gotta see where I can find them.
My point is that Fox always rolls out the red carpet for the NFL. And then there's
Well,
MLB.
MFL makes the best money for him, I believe. Yeah, exactly. I know.
My apologies to those of you watching on YouTube.
Oh no,
I
dude.
get,
I
I
agree
get
with
the
you on that one.
NFL
Because
makes them their money.
well, pretty much football in general, whether it be NCAA makes the money, NFL makes the money.
Oh, they've gotten into what college basketball in the last few years.
I was
College
gonna say, that
basketball.
just sparked something.
Well, no, they got into airing college basketball and college football in the last 5 years. Play the shit out of that. Why not put on 2 or 3 baseball games on a Saturday afternoon?
Why not? Because that's the thing. I mean, because I remember, hell, I don't know how many times over at my parents, they have a TV outside hooked up to they have a cable hooked up to the TV, and how many times we watch stuff out there during the day?
Yeah,
just for sound, just put a game on, just and we've watched games out there.
or playing horseshoes or wiffle ball.
That too, or playing a TV outside, playing hits till who knows when.
Yeah, I got to get off my butt and message that guy. But
no, yeah, I mean,
they
Fox needs to get off their ass and do what they actually want to do.
Maybe MLB,
with MLB
needs to find a new network. Maybe that's what they need
to
do.
ESPN.
Go back to NBC.
ESPN, look what they're doing with hockey.
No, they could do, but you know what? They used to be on ABC too. They used to be on ABC and NBC at the same freaking time. Because there used to be a Monday Night Baseball on ABC.
I mean, hell, ESPN Plus. I don't know how many times I can go on there and watch a game. Just any game. I mean, yes, I'm a Flyers fan, but I mean, firsthand, Jason, that if there's a game on, I'm going to watch it. I mean, how many times have we stayed up to like 2, 3 in the morning watching hockey games?
Right.
Just because it's a game,
watching
doesn't matter who it is. Exactly. If MLB would find something like that, like ESPN, to put it on ESPN Plus.
No, I mean, but here's the thing: if they sign with ABC at ESPN, you got ABC, you got ESPN, ESPN2. All 3 of those are in basically every household in America.
Exactly.
You're already increasing the amount of people who can watch your product. That's growing the game more than you're growing it with Fox already. And ESPN and ABC will treat it as a big deal, just like they do the NBA and the NHL.
Exactly, because I don't know how many times you can go on.
No,
you
let's
can go on
just give
ESPN
all of
Plus.
our money to Fox.
I don't know how many times you can go on ESPN Plus and see how many games are on there. Like I can go on there right now and see how many NBA games, what NHL games are still going on for the West Coast right now, because I know a lot of the games that were on the East Coast are already done. Like right now, I see the Blue Jackets and Ducks are on. I see golf on. I see, like let's go to NBA. Where's basketball here?
I just think they're going about.
Look at the
their
XFL.
intentions are
XFL is on. XFL is on ESPN Plus.
I just think while their intentions are good with what they're trying to do to build the sport, airing Team USA games in the USA at 10 o'clock at night on the second tier sports channel for Fox isn't growing the sport. And I've said my piece, and I'm good. So
no, you're not. Looking at some of the sports scores from the baseball classic here, looks like on the 13th of March, South Korea and China was not much of a game. 22-2, South Korea.
Now, so I will say this,
and that lasted 5 innings.
And I sent some of these videos to you when they started showing up. I've really enjoyed MLB's YouTube clips on baseball in other nations. I thought those were really cool because it does show that other countries are getting into baseball and trying to make it their own. And that's fantastic because that's what the sport needs.
Good. It grows it. Unlike Fox, it grows it. I mean, yourself, certain networks just kind of just, well, look when hockey went to the Outdoor Network back then.
Oh, before it became
back in the day.
Versus.
Yeah, I mean, before, well, even with Versus, because that, Outdoor Network was not in how many households?
It was only in 40% of the households at the time.
We couldn't get it on satellite.
Not
We couldn't get it.
until we moved to Duncannon.
Yeah, pretty much. Not until, pretty much. Yeah, that's about it when we could get Versus.
So I remember you messaging me about it.
I gotta watch hockey. No, that's exactly what it was. And when you do, and then as soon as, look when they changed it then. When the NHL got smart, and look when they went to ESPN, and now, just the past few years, it's just been boom.
Yep.
Exploding. You can get it anywhere.
That's what she said.
Right? And sometimes it's not the best either, but still. Did I say that out loud? Yes, I did. I don't know. I mean, who do you think is going to win the baseball classic? Because I know Japan's on top. They're 4-0. Venezuela's 4-0. Let's see here. U.S. is 3-1. Pool A, which is Cuba, Italy, Netherlands, Panama, and Chinese Taipei, they're all 2-2.
Cuba
Literally,
and
Pool
Italy
A.
are the ones that.
Pool A.
Cuba and Italy are the ones that move to the next round.
Pool A is all 2-2, which is funny as hell.
Yeah, so Pool A, it's Cuba and Italy. Pool B, it's Japan and Australia. C, it's Mexico and the U.S., and then Venezuela and Puerto Rico for Pool D. I mean, I guess I got to go with the U.S. because we live here.
Yeah, but I'm saying who you think's going to win it, because, then again...
Based on my last name, I'm not going to lie, I'd love to see Italy win. Based on my heritage and so forth. I've looked at the Italy hat. I'm not going to bullshit you.
Well, there's no Poland team, so I'm kind of screwed.
Well, I think on that note, that's a good time to call it a half.
Yeah, it ended the first half. We'll be right back.